This is my third attempt at showing you my garden, foiled by Charlie crying and not filming it correctly. This is for my aunt in rural Saskatchewan and my uncle in China and anyone else who wants to see what we've done. So there's our house in the background, and right here we have a rain garden, and we also have a couple more out in this direction, which I'll show you. So we have our water catchment system. There's one rain barrel. These were $100. They're not great, but this is what everyone uses in Calgary for now. Don't any better option. The reason being they're translucent, which allows algae growth, but we'll try to work on that. There's another one far away in the corner back there by the house. So that's catching off the roof, which is the cleaner surface. The garage is the dirty surface, but we could only do as much as we could right now because we're planning an addition in the summer. So back to the other rain barrel. So we have eavesdrops coming off the roof, and it's bringing the rain straight into the rain barrel. We connected them straight in so no mosquitoes get in there. And then we have these pipes coming off the side, which is our overflow. So the main spigot for the rain barrel is here, that big one. And if I show you how the water comes out, it's too crazy. So we had to put it in this other spigot, but there's all this adhesive around it because Justin had some problems drilling and he cracked the plastic, and now it's dripping slowly out. So we may need to get a new one. The pipes on the side here, so if the water gets up too high, it's going to go into this pipe that you see right there. It's going to come down, and it's feeding into a weeping tile on both sides of the rain barrel, which is that black cloth looking thing you can barely see. That's a 30-foot long weeping tile with holes in the bottom, and so it's slightly on grade here coming down into all the pathway. So the weeping tile is underneath this rock, which is about 9 to 12 inches deep depending on how much we had to dig out. And we walk on top of this so the rain can come down through the rock and it'll just stay in the soil. So that's where you want to keep your water, in the soil. I'm paraphrasing permaculture theory. I haven't taken a course, so I'm just trial and error here. So the weeping tile will bring the water down towards our herb spiral that I showed you back here. That's the herb spiral, and some shrubs, a gooseberry, cherry tree there, and whatever else we might put. There's 3 espalier apple trees, 1, 2, 3 that we got from Home Depot for $30. Some of them have different types of apples grafted on, so one has 5 different types of apples. One of them doesn't even seem hardy, so I'm not putting a lot of money on these. I have my little keyhole garden right here, and I'm just growing some corn, squash, and beans in the background there. Those are the Three Sisters Guild that Native Americans would grow together. They are complementary things. And then randomly I've thrown other stuff in. A lot of it's Charlie's doing. Where should I put this? And he wants it somewhere. I have some strawberries and spinach growing out underneath my cherry and gooseberry. Those two grow together well. I don't know about my strawberries. A lot of them have been transplanted or donated to us, so I got a lot of perennials right here. You can see a daylily, false sunflower from Rosemary down the block, who works with me. I've got river rocks. I have a little source in the inner city empty lot that I've been stealing river rocks from. Here is a little tiny cherry tree. I bought a lot of trees and shrubs in the fall for 75% off. They're tiny. They'll take a while to grow. It's really tempting just to buy the big ones for a lot of money. I gotta thin out my carrots here. Carrots and onions growing together. So we have some pathway. We're gonna eventually turn this into something else, but some of this might be ruined with some construction we're doing. So we're not making too many things permanent, but we do have the swales in place. Again, coming from that rain barrel off the other side is coming down the pathway. So this is 9 inches deep, and you need to have some drainage material on top to let the rain go down. And that's why it's rock. So there's one Saskatoon there in the middle. It's hard to see because potatoes are getting bigger. So the idea being that eventually that'll grow up and be a nice cover. The rain will come into this area, stay in the soil, and that Saskatoon will have a lot of water underneath it to root into, tap into, and then I can plant veggies along the perimeter of the canopy of that Saskatoon, and everything will be great. We'll see. So there's my other Saskatoon in the center of this little rain garden. You see how I have like an outlet where that tree trunk is? That's just allowing any excess water in the area to come out. We haven't had problems, even though we've had the most rain we've ever had this year. We haven't had any problems with soaking anything too much. So far so good. This is the compost bin that Justin recently built that is monstrous to replace the black plastic ones that we hated, that were just found in the house. We have some mesh on top. We have tons of squirrels in this area, so those keep them out. And the planks in front come out like this, and then you can work the compost. I have tons of peas planted everywhere in the front and back because peas fix nitrogen into the soil, and it's my favorite thing in the world. This is my first backyard garden, and I've always planned what I wanted, and peas and Saskatoons were at the top of that list. I'm just showing you some more peas back here. So peas like shade, so I put some more peas back here along the fence. You see more rock on the ground. Again, this is 9 inches, and that goes, so about right here starts our next weeping tile, right here all the way to that other rain barrel which is coming off the roof. The roof was recently reshingled, so this water is better than the other rain barrel in the garage, better meaning cleaner. My goal someday is to make it potable so we have a source of water in times of need, like right now in Calgary. Again, here's our overflow coming down into, right now, into just on top of the rocks. So you see the garden hose there. You see how it's attached to our roof. This whole unused portion of the yard is probably going to be a deck from the doors we put in last fall, so just ignore that area. It's a weedy mess. There's some delphiniums under the apple tree. It's hard to see. There we go. Those were already here. Hopefully I can keep those with any construction. And this big, huge apple tree that has been poorly neglected and is surrounded on all sides by power lines and cable lines. It's really in a bad place, and it has some fire blight on it that I need to remove. So Charlie's getting cranky. I'm going to turn this off. I hope you enjoyed. I'll do the front yard as part 2. See you.